this screencast is going to go over entering data and making a list in this graphing calculator. So when you turn on your graphing calculator, hit on. Mine says RAM clear, but we're going to do that again. So hit second plus. It's going to bring up a menu. Push 7 to reset. Push 1 for all RAM, and then 2 to reset. And then you'll get RAM cleared. And then I can just hit enter and I'll have a blank slate. Now, we're going to be entering in data. The directions for how to enter data is right here, so you could certainly welcome to read it and give it a shot. And then we're going to be using these tables. These tables are linear tables, so for the most part, so it kind of helps. But let's go ahead and enter in the data. So to enter in the data first, I'm going to push the Stat button, which is right here. And I want to edit a list, so I'm going to push enter. And then you have the L1 is all the independent variable, the X values, and L2 will be the Y values. If you do not have an L1 and it's deleted, then you need to come and see me because I got to fix your calculator. Just let me know. But from here, let's just imagine. So I'm going that you're right. So I'm going to start entering in here. I'm going to go all the way till I get to 3 and stop because I can't have a blank. So I'm going to start with 0 and then hit enter, and then 1 and enter, 2, enter, 3, enter. So I just entered in the numbers 0 through 3. That's all the X values. Now to get to list 2, I hit over. It's easy enough. The over button right here on the right. And then I'm going to enter in the Y values, or the B values in the table. 0, whoops, just hit that twice, clear. 0, enter, and then I'm just going to enter in the values. And I'm going to stop at 21 and not enter 28 because I can't have a blank. Now I'm going to push graph. Uh-oh, nothing's there, right? You probably also had graph. That's where it says turning on the stat plots. So I have to hit the yellow key, and stat plot, which is y equals, is turned off. So I need to turn it on, hit enter, and enter again, and now it should be blinking on. Now I'm going to hit graph. Now that's interesting. I only have 2 points showing, 0, 0, and this will be 1, 7. Where are the other points? Well, the reason why I can't see them is because the x-axis is going up by 1s, so I get all the way to 10, and the y-axis is also going out by 1s. So the next point would be 2, 14. Well, 2, 14 is way up here off my screen. So I need to change the window. So push window, and I'm going to leave the x the same from -10 to 10, leave the scale. But for the y-axis, I need to go up higher than 10. So I'm going to keep hitting enter until I get down to the y max, and I'm going to change that to, we'll change it to 35. And I'm going to change it to go up by 5s instead of 1s. There. Now I'm going to push graph, and there's my points. 0, 0, 1, 7, 2, 14, and 3, 21. There we go. Okay, the next thing you're going to do is now that you've put those points in there, we're going to use the pattern, and we're going to continue, and we're going to write the equation. So as x increases by 1 here, the y is increasing by 7. So that means 21 plus 7 is 28. So that means this is 1 more, so this must be 4. So as x increases by 1, y increases by 7. That means the constant rate of change is 7. The starting value is 0, because at 0, y is also 0. So that means our equation should be y equals 7x. Plus 0 would just leave 7. or just have 0. Just leave it like this, 7x. So at this point, you have a couple options. You can either just fill in the rest of the table with what you know, that you're multiplying 7 times x to get the answer, or I can actually find this information in the graphing calculator. And here's how. I'm going to push y equals, and I'm going to type in the equation I just wrote. It already has the y there, y equals 7x. Now I'm going to push graph. See how that goes right through those points? The next thing I'm going to look for is the table. I'm going to hit the second button, and graph is going to give me the table. This is the table of values. This is the table we started with when we put the stat plots, but then it goes further. 4 is 28. Scroll down. 8 would be 56. I can keep scrolling. 20 is 140. So you can keep scrolling like that. And then you can scroll down and get the answer. So either you can use the equation and just multiply by 7, or you can use the table to get the answers. So that's how you're going to do this assignment. You're going to enter in the data into the stat plots. Into stat, you enter in the data, and if I want to change it to make the next table, I would just hit edit, and I want to keep the, and then I can just change these to 6, enter, 7, enter, 8, enter, 9, enter. Push graph. That line doesn't go through those points anymore, does it? Nope, because it's a different. And you gotta delete this equation. And there you go. There's the points. So then I would make, so now that I plotted these points, I would go back to the table, find the constant rate of change and the starting value, write the equation, and then enter the equation in the graphing calculator and see if it goes through the line. So that's what you're doing. Practicing entering in data, practicing writing the equation, and then when you get down to number 10, it should be interesting. Lines might not work for number 10, by the way. I'm going to star this. You may have a difficult time finding a line that works for number 10. All right, good luck.